Welcome to our ProSeal video of FinishCrete. As you can see, we're taking a pressure washer with a turbo tip and we're preparing the surface. This happens to be a washed aggregate surface. If you don't have a pressure washer, you can have a hose with a nozzle and some TSP and a stiff bristle push broom, and that'll do just fine to clean off the surface. What you're going to see here next is we're going to be taking our parts A and B and also our powdered pigment, and we're going to blend that up for approximately 2 to 3 minutes with a 3/8 variable speed drill and with a paddle that you can get at any big box store or retail store. Once again, blend this up for approximately 2 to 3 minutes and get the A and the B and the powdered pigment fully integrated. One of the nice things about our polycarbonate with nanotechnology is that the cleanup is super easy. Just soap and water. As you see, we just put it in the pail and just run it around for a little bit of time, and it just cleans right up. Next, we're going to add our cementitious and highly graded powdered fillers. This will add the bulk and the strength and the bonding strength. As you can see, once again, we're just getting that fully blended in with our paddle, approximately 3 minutes. Clean up again. And now we'll start the application of the product with a roll-on. As you can see, we're just going to pour this onto the surface. Really easy to move around. We take a 3/8 paint roller that you can get at any paint store or any store that sells paint products. We're just going to roll this onto the surface and fill in all of the aggregate, all of the voids. As you can see, we put down some duct tape to cover up the expansion joint area. Just moving the product, we're going to cover this panel. As you can see, we've already done the forward panel. So we're just going to get all this rolled out. We're going to come back to this. We're going to let this sit up and cure for approximately 20 minutes. As you see, we're taking our regular pool paddle and pushing down on this and lifting product up. That'll add some peaks and valleys. Now we're just going to do a knockdown and knock down all the high spots, but we're still going to have valleys where our FinishCreate Topcoat product will actually puddle in, and you'll see what we're talking about that with regard to the full finish. Now we're taking our FinishCreate Topcoat. Once again, we're just going to add in the A and the B. We're going to blend this with the paddle mixer for about 2 to 3 minutes. And you'll know when that's fully integrated because the product will actually turn green. So that's what we do here. And then we're going to add our pigment product. As you can see, a little bit is just going to go a long ways. We add approximately a tablespoon and a half. We have a color chart that tells you how much to add in terms of the darkness that you're going to receive. This one is going to be a brown, so it'll be a brown on brown. And you'll see how we apply this in a moment. Once again, polycarbonate with nanotechnology. Super easy cleanup. What we're going to do once we get this fully integrated, approximately 2 minutes with the pigment added, is we're going to put it once again into a fresh pail of water and just super easy cleanup. Now we're going to pour this into a paint pan for ease of use. Get a clean roller and just roll the FinishCreate top coat on. We let the base coat cure up for about 5 hours before we could get back on it. Now we're just going to apply this liberally, and as you can see, you can begin to see the texture, and that's the texture that we added by using that pool trowel to pull the texture up and knock it back down. Now we're taking a squeegee and we're wiping off the excess pigment or FinishCreate top coat. You'll see what happens here later on in the video. It will really start to puddle and then get darker in the puddled areas or valleys, if you will. You can see on the forward panel that we actually messed around with the different color or the pigments that we added to get a different two-tone on the base coat. Here we are finishing up this panel, and we'll take our squeegee to it. As the FinishCrete top coat begins to cure up, it actually will take on a hazy look prior to getting the cure. And this product also requires approximately 3 hours of cure time. It's all going to depend on your heat levels, direct sunlight, and any different variables. We recommend 5 hours of cure time prior to getting on it. Once again, just taking off the excess FinishCrete top coat. You'll really notice a difference when this cures up. Next, we'll move on to you'll see us move on to the forward panel. And once again, we will liberally apply the FinishCrete top coat and begin the squeegee process also. Here we are. If you'll notice, this panel doesn't have quite the aggressiveness of the look that we have. This is more of a terracotta or slate look. We're just moving the excess into a small little expansion crack actually, and that'll actually act as a sealant. Here you can see it's starting to haze up, and the hazing is showing you that the product is curing. Here you'll see the look of the product. Notice all the hills and the valleys, and where the FinishCrete top coat with the pigment added actually just penetrated deep in and also just settled into those, or we call it puddling, into the valley areas. And you'll notice a difference in the texture on this next panel. It's too bad that it doesn't show the full effect. And we have a picture, you can see that on the wall, of the high gloss that this actually occurs, but the video camera just didn't capture it. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our ProSeal FinishCrete application. Thanks.